Okay, so in NFL news, the Jacksonville Jaguars have confirmed they will continue to come to London until 2024 to play at least one home game per season at Wembley Stadium. The international series has come a very long way since 2007 with the first game at the new Wembley. We now have 3 games in London for this year, 1 game in Germany and 1 game in Mexico. So the international series has grown massively in the last 15 years. And of course, Jacksonville have been coming consistently since 2013, a minimum of 1 home game per season. Obviously, 2020 with COVID, there was no London series in 2020. They have now obviously confirmed they're going to continue past this year for a further 2 years. That's 3 more home games that are confirmed at Wembley Stadium. And of course, since the opening of the new White Hart Lane, 2 NFL games per season are also hosted at White Hart Lane in London, and now Munich and Mexico City also have international series games played. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Jacksonville Jaguars playing games in London post 2024, if there's any further extension to that. Of course, when the upcoming CBA is renegotiated, the international series will be part of that renegotiation. And so we'll have to see, obviously, what happens going forward. But there's now the European Football League primarily played in Germany, which is why they are taking games to Germany to try and grow the fan base in Germany. And of course, there was a bit of a dispute with the players in the league over taking games to Mexico, but they have now taken games to Mexico as well. So where does that leave London and Jacksonville going forward with the London series? Obviously, Wembley and White Hart Lane are contracted to host games under this current CBA. I think the London series has been a financial success for the NFL, absolutely. But obviously the plan to move a team to London has not come to fruition. There's many reasons for that. In the planning it was already meant to have taken place, it obviously hasn't. Could a London team actually work, and would the NFL owners and players vote in favour of having a permanent team based in London? Obviously Jacksonville have been the most strongly linked with a move to London permanently. Their owner, Shahid Khan, has obviously tried to buy Wembley Stadium back in 2018. So it is interesting that they've only confirmed up to 2024 that they are playing home games in London. So we'll see what happens going forward. But they've been a mainstay of the London series since 2013. They've had the most appearances in London in that time frame. So it'll be interesting to see, obviously, long-term post-2024, what the NFL decides to do with the next collective bargaining agreement. Obviously, the international series is going to be a topic in that collective bargaining agreement, taking regular season games overseas, and maybe at some point, maybe see a Super Bowl, possibly in London or another European city such as Munich. That could be very, very interesting if that ever actually happens. It's a possibility. We've discussed it on the channel before. And again, if that was to happen, taking a Super Bowl outside of the continental US to Europe, to a city like London or Munich, that would also have to be agreed, obviously, in the CBA. And, cities bid for the right, obviously, to have the Super Bowl years in advance. They get announced, so it'd be interesting to see if a city like London or a city like Munich does get the Super Bowl as well. But there we go. The news is that the Jacksonville Jaguars are confirmed in London for 1 home game per season until 2024. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.